Hello, everybody. My name is Ellie Bowen, and I am the graduate assistant for the Center for Sales Success at the University of South Carolina. I am so sorry that I wasn't able to be with you guys in person today. Unfortunately, I have class at the same time as you guys, but Beth and I talked it over and realized that this was the next best thing. So first, I want to congratulate you guys by choosing to take Beth's class. Beth is easily one of the best professors that I've had in college. She is so inspirational. She tells you exactly what you need to know to succeed in the real world. And I'm not just saying that because she's my boss. I'm saying it because she's been my mentor for the past 4 years and she is fantastic. But she's asked me to talk to you guys today about something that I'm really passionate about and something that has made major impacts in my own professional life, and that is how to give an interesting elevator pitch. So what I found is that a lot of times, one of the most difficult questions that people come across when they're in a job interview is honestly what should be the simplest question, and that's tell me a little bit about yourself. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it that it's such a difficult question because there was nobody on this planet that you spend more time with than yourself. But for whatever reason, when you're asked to talk about yourself, your mind just goes completely blank. And so that's why it's a good idea to have one of these created beforehand so that way you can have it in your back pocket and use it when it is to your advantage. But before we get started, let's talk about what exactly an elevator pitch is. An elevator pitch is a tool that's used to convince someone to continue a conversation with you. And there's so many different areas and places where you can use an elevator pitch. The most common one is the one that we're going to be talking about today, and that is how to convince a potential employer that they should schedule a job interview with you. But it's so useful in so many different other ways too, right? If you're cold calling for somebody because you're starting off in a business development role in sales, it's your job to convince somebody why they should take a meeting with your account executive to learn more about the product. If you're in a situation where you deserve a raise and you know it, but you have to just talk to your boss, this is a great way for you to set up a conversation with your boss so that way you can really dive deep into why you deserve to have that raise. So when they're done well, it is such a powerful tool for you as a communicator. And like I said before, it is not just used at a career fair, it is used throughout the duration of your life in some of its biggest moments. So there's a really simple way to be able to build one of these elevator pitches. And what I have done is gone ahead and crafted it and condensed it down into the job application process for all of you, right? So here's a formula. It's 3 steps. They're pretty simple, pretty intuitive, right? The first step that you want to do is introduce yourself. And this should be a little bit brief. You know, nobody's looking for your life story. Nobody's asking for where you were born, your relationship with your grandmother, right? What we're asking for here is a really basic level of who you are as a professional, right? So name, university, unless you're at a USC career fair, then they know that you go to Carolina. Your expected year of graduation, major, minor, and maybe your interest, right? Keep it short and sweet because you want to spend the majority of the time in step 2, which is making your achievements relevant to the role that you're asking for right now. And I'm going to go in depth over this in the next slide, so I'm not going to talk too much about it now. But step 3 is definitely the single most important part of your elevator pitch, and that is going for the ask. So many people will just throw something at an employer in an elevator pitch and just pray that something sticks. But what you have to do is put yourself in the shoes of these recruiters. You're probably the 60th elevator pitch that they've heard this day, 100 and something that they've heard this week. And if you're not doing something to make yourself stand out, then you're not going to. And a lot of times going for the ask and going and just asking for that potential interview is exactly what's going to set you apart. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take that deep dive into step number 2, which is making your achievements relevant to the role. What you want to do is set yourself up so that way you have a pretty strong list of achievements that you've had that are relevant to the role. But before you get into those, have 1 or 2 sentences about the company that kind of introduce yourself as a potential employee. So here is a list of different phrases that I had when I competed at the National Collegiate Sales Competition this past year, which I won, by the way. So let's get into it, right? For Herc Rentals. At Herc, you equip customers and communities with what they need to build a brighter future. You help your customers win by giving them access to materials that they need. Okay, cool, sounds nice. Paycom. At Paycom, you fight to win and you refuse to lose. You embrace the hard stuff. Okay, I like it. Spectrum, you connect people with state-of-the-art products and services. Your business has a direct impact on how your clients can conduct their businesses and win. Let's take a pause here. Did anybody notice the elephant in the room? Every single one of these phrases has the word win in it, and that was intentional. Because my personal formula and what I found works best for me is saying a little bit about the company, mentioning the word win and say, I am perfect for this role because when it comes to sales, I like to win. And then get into all the different ways that I like to do that, right? So, okay, we've got this information. We know we need to gather it. Where exactly does it come from? I want to use the example of Paycom because I worked for them over the summer. They're a fantastic company, and there's just something that I'm really familiar with. So let's start off. Let's just go up to Paycom's homepage. First thing we need to do is get a basic overview of who the company is and what they do, right? Okay, Paycom is a comprehensive HR and payroll software. Awesome. Digitally transformed your workplace, all from a single database. Okay, so they do talent acquisition, talent management, payroll. Okay, pretty standard HR software, right? That's important. We know what the company is. We know what they do. If I really wanted to, I could go into the solution, but I'm not going to do that right now. But the most important thing I want to do is take a look at the careers page. Every single company has this. If it's not linked at the top, just Google careers at whatever company that you're looking for, and they're going to have its built out career page. So let me scroll through this and see exactly what it is that they're looking for, right? We're looking for people who want to accelerate their careers. Do you have grit, ambition, and the ability to both learn and lead? Okay, these are different qualifications that they're looking for. These might be words that I'm wanting to include within my positioning statement about myself. Let's go ahead and learn more about this role. Here's a bunch of different things that they're looking for, right? We're looking for people who focus on growth as an individual instead of just an organization, people who want to become the most effective version of yourself, right? This is all stuff that I can so easily throw into my elevator pitch, and it would be really smart if I did. This is a great thing for me to put in about a company about. Okay, great. So we understand how to find the information for this. So I know what you guys are thinking now, right? Like, okay, we hear a little bit about what this is supposed to be, but what does it actually mean and what does it sound like when it's all put together? I'm so glad that you asked that. Let me go ahead and give you my elevator pitch that I'm working with right now. It's a little bit rusty because I haven't been competing or applying for jobs recently, but here it is regardless. Hello, my name is Ellie Bowen, and I am a Master of International Business candidate at the University of South Carolina with a specialization in international market development. When May rolls around in 2022, I will be a double degree Gamecock actually, since I did my undergraduate here just last May, where I graduated with degrees in international business and marketing. I'm currently seeking out sales roles and at fast growing tech companies, kind of like yours. At Paycom, you fight to win. You don't accept mediocrity, and you're looking for people who are focused on individual growth as well as organizational growth. And I love to hear that because when it comes to sales, I like to win. I've successfully completed 3 separate sales internships during my time as an undergraduate student. And at every single internship, I was nationally recognized for both my work ethic as well as my performance. I was also the champion of both the National Collegiate Sales Competition as well as the International Collegiate Sales Competition, president of the Carolina Sales Institute, sales team coach, graduate assistant for the Sales Center. I mean, really, you name it, I've done it. I really am passionate about sales because it gives me the opportunity to become the truest version of myself, work hard, and receive direct compensation for the amount of work that I put into it. But all of that's a little bit heavy, so I want to go ahead and leave you with 3 fun facts about me. I have lived on 3 different continents. Yo hablo 2 idiomas, and I have 1 fitness certification to teach Zumba classes. So if any of that sounded interesting to you at all, I would love to go ahead and set up, maybe 10, 15 minutes with you sometime on Tuesday morning to talk a little bit more about the role and hopefully convince you why I'm the best fit for it. Okay, guys, that was a little bit rusty. I'm so sorry. But that's basically what it is. It's a quick introduction. It's seamless. If you're noticing, I'm not reading from a script. You don't have to read from a script to tell people things that you've done in the past, right? Hopefully you know what you've done in the past. And I was able to add in a little bit of personality. I wasn't monotoned, maybe a little bit monotone because it's a little bit unrehearsed, but like I had inflection in my voice. I sounded excited. I was smiling, and I threw in a couple of fun facts about myself to give me personality. So guys, that is exactly how to give a good sales pitch. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or you want to get in touch with me, here is my email address. Feel free to use it. I am a resource for all of you guys. But the biggest piece of advice that I have for you before you go on to continue with your fantastic elevator pitches is to not get too cerebral with it. Do not think too much about your elevator pitch. Do not get so lost in the weeds. At the end of the day, you're telling someone about yourself and they want to get to know you, and this is how you're doing it, right? Okay, guys, I hope that this is helpful for you. Have a fantastic week and a fantastic weekend, and hopefully I see you around campus. Bye.